Spirituality, a ray of sunshine in the bleakness of a chaotic world. People like me and you tend to be attracted to spirituality when the world around us no longer feels doable. In other words, we feel rejected, an alien amongst a world full of robots. We are starseeds, healers, thinkers, empaths. Like most eventually discover, spirituality doesn't feel like a ray of sunshine all the time. It's far from it. But we are somehow better because of it. I'm not talking about suffering for the sake of suffering. Join a religion and take it literally if that's your cup of choice. Spirituality makes us better, even though it is dark as fuck in the journey of one. Carl Jung, you may have heard of him, once told Robert A. Johnson, a man who no longer wanted to live, that he should have a room for inner work, that he should be alone, and that he should not join unions or collectives, that his unconscious will be his protector. A protector of what? Well, the battle for the healing of the unconscious mind all around us. Being spiritual, you realize that the journey for inner self-healing simply becomes a journey for something much more than yourself. Something extraordinary, magnificent, and world-changing. Even the universe will never be the same. But you must balance this without focusing on the end. You must just do the work. You must mend your unconscious mind and the ego. This is not you trying to fit in where you don't fit. It's you trying to discover a golden rebirth of the world your soul brought you to. Do we earn this through awakening? Or is it always just there? Alone, these words can move mountains when not understood. And when understood, you can clearly see the fog and maybe which mountain that is you being moved. Gail Mara, clinical hypnotherapist, states, today's science estimates that 95% of our brain's activity is unconscious, meaning that the majority of the decisions we make, the actions we take, our emotions and behaviors depend on 95% of brain activity that lies beyond conscious awareness. It's doing a lot of the work and holds the key to our personal superpower. So how do you unlock such a superpower? Most people recommend meditation, guided visualization, and hypnosis. But depending on your own individual state of mind, this might not go as planned. Maybe you have tried all of these and you still feel lost. It's one thing to feel lonely and to actually be alone. This is when befriending the ego comes into play. In psychoanalysis, ego is the part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious and is responsible for reality testing and a sense of personal identity. According to Freud's psychoanalytic theory, the ego has 3 compartments: the id, the ego, and the superego. And I will be comparing them today with the triple goddess, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. The id. The id is a part of the unconscious and contains all the urges and impulses that is used for everything from survival instincts to appreciation of art. Think of the Fool card. It is impulsive, naive, headstrong, and young-minded, innocent, spontaneous. Ask yourself, is this negative or positive? The id demands instant gratification and the escape from suffering. The id just wants to be satisfied with no regard for consequences. And this is when the energy of the maiden comes to play. The maiden represents beauty, fresh, new life. In human beings, she's associated with the qualities of innocence, youth, self-confidence, intelligence, and independence. Instead of feeling rage for the lack in your life, that the only time you feel anything is when you give into your self-soothing impulses. Channel your id in the direction of the maiden. Let her remind you that your inner child is strong, independent, adventurous, creative, determined, and wild. You are free, and you bring in new ideas, beliefs, and new ways of living. You are a rebellious soul who navigates this crazy world and stands up for the people and causes close to your heart. Your desires are not wrong. The ego. The ego, the driver in the front seat, the one conscious to the real world, the mask you wear when everyone is looking, the one who tries to clean up its messes. The ego travels through the conscious and the unconscious, the only one who can. The ego is where common sense forms and hopefully thrive. The ego is the mother. But have you seen a mother not in control? When you are feeling lost, when there is no sense of identity, when you suffer from delusions, your ego has no boundaries. When the id takes control and your self-soothing habits rise, you may feel less than, or maybe more than. Either way, you lose the capacity to see things through the eyes of people around you. And you may even seal others' masks just to feel you understand this 3D reality. But at the end, the ego is mother. Mother gives birth to all abundance on earth. She has no favors. She just loves what's all around her and looks for it. Mother in the three goddesses is the giver of life. She is manifestation personified. Take the magician card. As above, so below. She understands all realms. The magician card is the number of new beginnings and opportunities. The magician card reminds you that you have the skills and abilities to do anything, to make magic. The magician gathers resources from the 3D world to tap into your full potential. The magician is mother. On the flip side, the magician can block all communication and creates illusions. The magician not only manipulates the world around them, but themselves, and uses the skill to harm or just block true inner talent and skills. The magician is mother. The magician is considered to be the most powerful of the goddess, and it inspired the vision of the divine feminine. Tap into the mother archetype when trying to befriend the ego. Nurture yourself, love yourself, create, and give birth to new ideas of tomorrow. When you are in full bloom, you create internal and external expansion. The harmony of giving and receiving, controlling your desires and taking charge, head of the house. One way to balance out the ego is to give service to others. Volunteer, teach, and learn about a new culture, and maybe even a new religion. Just learn some new things. Be inspired so you can inspire others. Make the world go around and get outside of your head. The superego. Once you start taking control of the steering wheel, you build character. You build a healthy sense of right and wrong. This is superego. This is you starting to see the work you do actually play out in life. When tough situations come up, how do you tackle it? How do you play out the person you want to present in this world? Do you shame yourself for your urges? Do you feel guilt for being nothing like you were supposed to be? Do you punish yourself for your bad decisions? Do you believe your intrusive thoughts? The superego is that right from wrong, the rights and wrong from lived experiences, the wisdom you gain from it all, the wisdom to know that you can never be wise enough, the wisdom to know that instant gratification isn't going to get you the results you want, the wisdom that has gotten you this far. And if you respect the crone, you will know that every step counted and counts. Tapping into the crone allows you to trust your judgment without being the old, bitter, crumpled bottom from The Sims. You're not better than anyone, or no more. You have lived and failed, succeeded and soared. The wise elder that is the crone respects aging and endings, death and rebirth, past lives and guidance. The crone knows that it's not the end, just the beginning. She knows that you don't kill your ego. You rebirth it again and again. And that keeps life interesting. She reminds me of the judgment card when the call comes for you to stand up or stand still. Don't become your own worst critic. You understand the call because you trust yourself and the people in your life. No confusions, but a wake-up call to reality, and how you choose to live in it is up to you. You can't avoid judgment or insurmountable mountains, so you just do. You just are. You just be. Create and destroy. Rise again. Rest. Start anew. And close that chapter. To tap into the crone, tune inward. Be vulnerable and slow. Time becomes irrelevant when you understand the crone's wisdom. A ritual you can try is just writing down old thought patterns or things you fear and struggle with. Anything that no longer serves you for this new chapter. Show gratitude. Tear it up. Burn it safely. Accept and release. Take it all in. Final thoughts. The ego has a tough job to do. It's a ram protector. Don't kill it for trying its hardest to protect you. It stores your identity, and to lose it would mean a complete loss of self. That's the opposite of spirituality. Discover what it is trying to protect you from, and then nurture it. Treat it kindly. Tell them it doesn't have to hurt anymore. That it can have healthy patterns that store happy moments and memories. Cleanse it, bathe it, and restore your ego. All of this is metaphorical, so don't get literal with killing your ego. I am the homie Ike. I am learning myself so you can know thyself. Thank you for listening.